Let's talk about the new economy. First, we'll start with sustainable communities. Then we'll move into the social economy, and then a living universal basic income. There's nothing new about sustainable communities. The Romans were really good at building sustainable architecture that would be lasting. You would be fooled by the Roman ruins, but outside of Rome, there are still many structures that are part of the Roman Empire that are lasting today. The idea behind sustainable architecture is to do away with slums, to do away with poverty. And the best way to perpetuate the future is to perpetuate sustainable, livable communities with smart growth. But more on that later. We'll probably be saving that for another video. Let's talk about the social economy. With the jobs rapidly disappearing, we're going to need new ideas, something that will perpetuate occupation. A lot of that can be done through varied ways and will contain and be a real asset if we have a livable universal income. Now here's the thing. A social economy requires planning, and there are planners. It's not just in Europe, but here in the United States. In Cherokee, North Carolina, the community had invested in a casino, and everyone gets a stipend and money from that casino. But there are other things to do. We have communities that are dying, and there are many empty storefronts. Even in Greenwich Village, there seems to be failure in maintaining businesses. Greenwich Village, New York, with empty storefronts. Who'd ever imagine that? But people can occupy those storefronts. There are communities that have tried to initiate new ideas, and the new ideas have failed, and the storefronts are empty again. That means the town has failed twice. With money available, especially as the livable universal income as a factor, those storefronts could be occupied. There are many things people could do on a social economy. They could be freelancers. There's freelancers unions, freelancers websites that help people get occupations. But people could come up with other ideas that would initiate a social economy. Well, we have an empty storefront, and we have two people. We'll say one's an ex-police officer and one's an ex-security guard, and they wish to start an animal rescue and animal care service. Well, they could occupy that storefront and probably go national with their idea. People could volunteer and get paid through the organization for animal rescue, animal care, helping animals in distress, and a multitude of other tasks and services that would create jobs. But that wouldn't be all. If someone had an idea, let's say some young Italian guy who's learned to make cheeses, wines, and pastas, and he wanted to initiate something different, he could have a storefront and make his products there and sell them. There's a whole bunch of ideas. It doesn't end there. The ideas for perpetuating a social economy goes quite a long way. How do we finance the social economy? Well, one avenue could be to change the Small Business Administration. Small Business Administration can give forgivable loans at low interest to people for high-risk investments. Or labor unions can become self-help credit unions and provide monies to help provide people with ideas to perpetuate their own business schemes. And there should be forgiveness if they fail. But still, here's what's going to happen. What could best perpetuate such ideas where people could do something to affect their lives in a positive way is a livable universal income. I'm suggesting for livable universal income that people get $34,000 to $40,000 a year, the same as a living wage. People are fighting for $15 an hour. People are fighting for a living wage. Some people think that a $10,000 to $20,000 handout will solve poverty and help people. I'm afraid not. That's way too small. We need a living wage, a living universal income to perpetuate our ideas and have quality lives. $20,000 will not get us out of poverty, but a living universal income will. and it'll help us perpetuate our ideas and occupy ourselves in many ways, because it'll give our lives a sense of purpose. Now some may say, well, it's going to promote laziness and people don't want to work. Really none of anybody's business whether anyone's lazy or doesn't want to work. But that's the wrong point of view, because that offers an erroneous value judgment. A lot of people do want to contribute. I read a book by Julia Shore, and one of the things she had to say is that when a factory went out of business, the owner shared the money with the former employees. Well, after a short vacation and a lot of boredom, the people started to go back to work, but they made their own jobs. And they initiated their talents and skills as never before. With the livable universal income, we could truly explore who we are as people and become the things we want to be. Of course, it's not the idea to make every single person a millionaire, but on the other hand, one of the things that will do is give us a sense of purpose and boost the quality of life. And that's what we want. The quality of life is important. No, let's not accept $10,000, $20,000 a year. If I were in Congress and the $12,000 a year universal income came up, I would still vote for it. I would vote for any universal income. The problem is it's like Social Security. Social Security is poverty maintenance. The departments of welfare, food stamps, unemployment, and disability are poverty management. They incur indenturement and distress and economic terror. Giving people a sense of purpose will do just the opposite. It will make us active, vital. We'll be able to use our intelligence, and we'll be able to create and make money. With that, we have to realize that it's the quality of life that's most important. Sure, there are problems yet. Perhaps we could have a graduated progressive tax, or perhaps we could get back to taxing corporations 90 to 80%. Wealthy people already get their universal income. If you own a building and it's only 1/3 occupied, the government would be more than happy to give you money to compensate. There's plenty of money that goes to pork barrel spending. Corporate welfare and millionaire welfare could be $9 trillion a year. Supporting the welfare system is $103 trillion a year. If a 90% saving and possibly a $9 trillion investment means that each person could probably get $34,000 to $40,000 a year. This is very possible, and this is the thing we should pursue. Thank you very much for listening, and it was my pleasure speaking to you about the livable universal income and the new economy.